And we are live.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, hello. First and foremost, thank you guys so much for being here for the final DesertAthon sprint, actually. Because next month we have the Ever in the Ash Along live show, so we're doing the final sprint today. So I have put all of your links down below, YouTube and Twitter, even though you guys are not uploading as much. Well, at least not Yumi and Shyanne, but I will patiently wait for you guys to return at some point.
We will.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of you already know you, but if you could introduce yourself, that would be great.
Who wants to go first?
Go first.
Sasha from the Well Sasha. Yeah, no, I always mix up, never mind. Sasha from the Well Sasha, the Well Sasha everywhere, bookish channel. I don't upload that much. I mean, I uploaded a video yesterday, but that's it. So, hi. I never know what to say. Okay.
We should be adding.
Okay. I'll go. So hi, I'm Yumi from Yumi the Book Demon. I have not uploaded since all of the New Year's stuff, so it's been a while, but very stressed at the moment, so we're not going to go into that. I have on YouTube, I have Twitter. I don't really use my Instagram very much, but there's that. And I try to do a lot more writing content as it relates to books rather than booktube sort of thing, but I do both, so yes.
I'm Shyanne from the Book Mermaid. I haven't uploaded in a while. I upload whenever and whatever. I'm in a bit of a channel redesign at the moment, but I think that's it. Shyanne Garland on Twitter.
As I said, the links for all of you are down below with like nice little flowers next to it and just aesthetically pleasing. So thank you guys so much for being here. This is definitely feeling like just hanging out with friends, which is great. I mean, you guys already know me, so I'm not gonna explain things about myself. You can see my face, it's fine. Also, if I look tired, that's probably because I am. But that's fine.
I can relate.
Same. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, partner in crime. It's not me. It's Femke.
No.
So, if you were reading something, what are you reading? We can start with Sasha because it's already in your name.
Okay, so I'm going to start An Ember in the Ashes. So I have not started it yet. So we shall see together how I feel about that book.
I am so excited to hear your thoughts, honestly. I mean, you know how I feel about it because I've been screaming at you to read it, so.
You scream at everyone to read it.
It's good.
You mean I like it.
Yeah, I was like, I liked it. I haven't finished the series yet, but I liked An Ember in the Ashes. So.
Well, I hope I'm gonna like it too. I'm kind of scared. I'm always scared to dive into a friend's favorite because I don't want to hate it. I'm scared to hate it. I want to love it, but I don't want to disappoint anyone, even if that's not going to be the case. But you know that useless pressure you put on yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, Esmay, do you know the useless pressure you put on yourself when you read someone's favorite book? Do you?
Yes, I remember because I read The Bone Witch, remember?
Yes.
I was literally crying throughout the book, not because I was sad, but because I was so scared I was going to hate it.
Oh my gosh.
And then when it wasn't my favorite book, I was saying that it's very slow and I can't get into it. And you kept on saying, it'll get better the further you get into the book. And I was like, well, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my best book. And you were like, well, the second one's better. And I was like, you were screaming at me for so long, and that's everything you have to say. Yeah. Why was I scared in the first place?
But, well, the first one's my favorite. I think the second one is Yumi's favorite.
The second one is absolutely my favorite. I pushed through that because I'm biased, and they have lots of Japanese dancer things, and that was my life for most of my life. So.
That is very cool about the book, though. That said, what are you guys reading?
Yeah, sorry, going on to that. I'm gonna do We Hunt the Flame. I was gonna do The Wrath of Dawn because, yeah, you said that, and then I realized that I didn't purchase the book, and it was this morning. So, yeah, we're gonna do the We Hunt the Flame. I've been meaning to read it for a long time. So.
Spoiler alert, I DNF'd it.
What?
Oh, Esmay's face. It went from like, I'm gonna punch you to devastated.
I love the author too much, like generally in life, to I think DNF it, but oh no.
It was so
I feel
good.
that way about Victoria Schwab.
It wasn't
Okay.
bad. It was
just-
just
It was
not
you.
for me.
Yeah.
I was
You.
bored.
It's your
Yeah, it was my problem. It was a personal thing. The book had nothing wrong.
Okay.
I mean, in my opinion. So you might love it.
Okay, good.
It was a Sasha problem, not a book problem.
Exactly.
I'm reading First Become Ashes by Cam Sapara. He wrote Docile. And I am technically buddy reading it with Maddie, who's already finished it, and I suck and haven't. So I need to get on that.
That said, weren't we supposed to buddy read something? I think we said that in like January. We were reading the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo?
Evelyn, Seven Husbands. Yes, we have been buddy reading that for months now. I don't think either of us have actually started it.
Nope.
It's fine.
You know what?
fine.
We're still in the pandemic. It doesn't matter.
Time doesn't exist in the
have the
pandemic.
bookmark thingies on Scribd though, because I'm reading it I was supposed to read it via Scribd, and I still have where we said like we would be after like a couple of weeks or something. Yeah,
Oh, yes.
I've not read a single word.
Yeah, me either. Nope. But because I work in healthcare and we're in a panorama, my mandatory overtime has ended officially, so I should have more time to read. So no more working weekends anymore, thank God. Yeah. So once I finish this and then Yumi's book, because I need to read that directly after, I promised, and I promise. Then we can Wrath of the Dawn.
Yes, I mean I've read your favorite, so now it's your turn.
I know. I also got to read Victoria Schwab's books before Yumi kills me. So
you just need to read Vicious. That's all I care about.
So good. It's so good. Yeah.
we were going through my books one day and we realized that I have a signed copy. And I've never read her books, but I have a signed copy of one of them.
She had a signed copy before I had a signed copy.
I also have a signed copy, which was personally signed because I actually met her in 2018 with Femke, because we went to a book signing.
2008.
No, I think it was 18. Or was it 19? Well, Femke will tell us in a little bit because she's on here and she knows things better than I do.
I'm very jealous, but also that is so amazing.
She's absolutely amazing. She was actually talking about, I think, how her dog was with her parents, and I think there's actually a fragment of her saying that her parents told her like, come pick up your dog, because basically her dog kept on eating remotes, and I think she basically said like, please come pick up your dog before we murder it. It was but yeah, she's lovely. She's absolutely amazing. So I can get one day
you'll meet her someday, Yumi.
I will.
Yes.
And I will my brain will stop and I won't know what to do.
I'll be with you. It'll be fine.
Okay.
I'll stand there. I'll be like, this is Yumi. I speak shocked English.
She's now you.
I did buy you a signed copy though.
Yes. So,
for your birthday or Christmas or something. So you have a signed copy now, so you can't be on my case about it.
No, I'm still a little upset that you had it before me and have never read it. Anything.
I think
almost all of her books.
I've read all of her books damn. Except sorry, Dutch came in. except Darker Shades. I read all of the other, well, not all of the other ones, because I don't want to read Out Dark to Wet because I didn't like the Savage song, but that's an Esmay problem because it's urban fantasy.
I love this.
New verbiage.
I love that. That's a me problem, not the book's problem.
No, it's very true. There's
Yeah.
so many. I think it's the same. We talked about Legendborn. It's the same thing with Legendborn. It's an amazing book, but I just don't like urban fantasy, so I'm not clicking with it in the way that I am with other books. So it's an Esmay problem. But anyway, speaking of, I am reading Agatha Christie book, The Mysterious Affair at Styles. It's actually the first Hercule Poirot book, and I'm loving it. I'm like halfway through it, and I'm gonna at least attempt to read all of them. I'm not gonna set a date for myself for that, but I'm gonna attempt to read all of them. So
all of Agatha Christie's books.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start with all of the Poirot books, and then probably the Miss Marple books.
I'm doing that too.
We can buddy read.
I have the first one she wrote in my room with the same editions.
Hey, I love
like the literal same editions. So we're gonna have lots to talk about. So I'm excited about that. Is there any other like authors that any of us plan on reading like their entire backlog of?
As we think on that,
I mean, Rich Becco.
Say hi to a couple of people. Hello.
No.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can get that done very quickly.
Yeah.
Also, here goes
what's your next
Wikipedia. Apparently, it's 2019. Like I said, Femke knows these things better than I do.
Time is a construct, so it's fine.
The funniest things is when it's my birthday, I usually make a list of like books I would like for my birthday, because Femke always, basically all of our friends, we just do one big gift because we're a big friend group. And usually for all of us, it's usually all books. And Femke always asks me like, just make a wish list and then I will get you things. And I think it was either last year or the year before where I gave her a wish list and she's like, bro, check your shelf because you have this book. I indeed had that book and I forgot about it. Femke did not. So
Femke has
yeah,
the memory of an elephant, apparently. That is amazing.
Yep. So yeah. But yes, back to the backlog of an author. I'm curious too. I yeah. For me, it's Agatha Christie, but not all of her books. Just like I think
want to read them all.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to go into the lesser known detectives because I read a couple of short stories from those detectives and I wasn't as keen on it. But yeah.
I don't
Do you guys
know,
have any authors?
I think I would like to read more of Shannon Maguire's work, whether it's under Shannon Maguire's name or Mira Grant, etc. I would like to read something else than the Wayward Children series. Yeah.
Definitely pick up Into the Drowning Deep. That was
I have. Yeah. You loved it. I remember.
Yes.
Did you get it in a box? Like the
No. I did the audiobook. But
was it good?
It was very good. And for me, I'm glad I did an audiobook because it switches between like the regular story and then like little bits of either works or newspaper clippings or something like that. So for me, that's actually a format that I really dislike, but the audiobook was really good with that.
Oh.
Is it on Scribd? You listen on Audible?
I think I did it on Audible, but I don't know if it's on Scribd or not.
I have Audible. I'll check that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Neil Gaiman quite a bit. I was like, even though I really didn't like Stardust, but I still want to read his entire backlog because he's an amazing human being and he has such like a wide variety of things that he's done. So I kind of want to get into that. Like the Sandman comics where he like really broke out. Like I want to get to those eventually.
Have you read The Ocean at the End of the Lane?
Multiple times, and like it breaks my heart every single time.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Fun fact. I don't think I ever told you this, but I started a read YouTubers' favorite books, and I actually started with you, Sasha. I was starting with some of your books because I feel like we have a similar reading taste at times, and that's why I read Pan's Labyrinth, and I actually started The Ocean at the End of the Lane, the audiobook, but I never continued it. Also, safe to say that video didn't
Appear
like,
anywhere.
it wasn't like it didn't happen, but I did start it, and yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of Pan's Labyrinth. I don't know, it was too dark for me, which is saying something. And yeah, I did start that one, so I really want to finish it because I enjoyed what I listened to.
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and so I did. I read not Pan's Labyrinth, Ocean at the End of the Lane, with about 6 months apart. The first time it was like, ooh, this whimsical but like sort of dark fantasy, and it was really good. I'm like, oh, I can pick up on like things here and there. The second time reading it, I was horrified. Like there's separate layers underneath what's actually said, and it's done so skillfully. I was like, now that I wasn't just enjoying the fantasy, I'm really taking a critical look. I could not believe what I was reading. It was crazy.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I'm scared now.
Yeah.
What about you, Shyanne? You have more than just, Agatha Christie and
Lord
Rin
and Savior
Chapeko?
Rin Chapeko.
Yeah, you said that one. I figured as much. I actually have an ARC standing here because when I'm pretty sure I messaged you that I really wanted the hardcover books of The Bone Witch and I couldn't find it online anymore, and actually drove for like an hour to pick it up, and she actually told me like, hey, do you also want an ARC by the same author? And I also now have the ARC standing on my shelf.
Which one?
Even if you don't like the books, which is an Esmay problem, not a book problem.
Okay.
Esmay has a lot of problems, so it's fine.
They're beautiful covers.
Yeah.
And they're beautiful all together.
Like, I didn't even care if I would like the books or not because they're so beautiful that I'm gonna keep
And
them.
Rin is amazing.
Yes.
Rin, they are. Yep.
They are absolutely amazing. I agree.
I can't with the love that I have for them so much.
I agree.
I don't think so. KM Zapara probably, but he only has 2 books out, and he's probably just like now. Like, is there a difference between reading everything an author has ever written and an auto by author?
I think so.
Yeah,
because for me, I have a lot of. Yeah,
I'm an auto by authoring KM Zapara. So technically, I'm reading everything he's ever written as he writes it.
That's not necessarily a backlog.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
But would he count on that list?
I mean,
there's 2 books out.
I mean, whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
There's no rules. That's what I usually do. I mean, screw the rules.
It's fine.
All the rules go out the window. But I have the same thing. I will buy everything that either Hafsa or Hafsa Faisal from We Hunt the Flame or S.A. Chakraborty from The City of Brass will put out. They are both absolutely brilliant minds, and I will buy everything that they throw at me. But I've read everything that they've published, so I can't really call that, a backlog. That said, I do really kind of want to, I have a couple of secondhand Robin Hobb books that I got, and I kind of want to go through everything there, which is definitely a lot. But yeah, I've heard so many great things so far, so I really am tempted to read that. Also, Lauren from Me, My Books and Food, she keeps on talking about the Assassin's Apprentice trilogy? Or am I saying things wrong? In any case, there's
something. Yeah.
Yeah, Assassin's
most of the answers I had for this are from authors that have now been canceled. So,
oh really?
Like Mark Lawrence, for instance, who it was Victoria Schwab who outed him as a sexist asshole.
Yeah,
and that broke my heart. But also Victoria, love her. So, I was going to read everything that he had ever written, but obviously now that's not the case. So,
I feel like so far there's only been one author that I've been really disappointed by personality-wise, if that makes sense. And the only author that I actually read that I have now on hold books from about this was Jessica Cluess from what is it, Shadow, Bright and Burning, because I read the first 2 books in that trilogy, which was good. Like, wasn't mind-blowing, it was just good. And I did want to read the 3rd one just to be finished with the trilogy, but now I'm like, no, I'm not even gonna. No. Hands off. There's so many more better.
I thought about like right, and like I thought about rereading the ones of Mark's that I really liked, but Mark, like, we're on a first name basis. But don't think I could read it without like feeling icky, like reading it and knowing the type of person that put this that created that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like
Yep.
And that's how I feel about like the Harry Potter books and stuff too. So it's just like, I can't.
Well, I have such a difficulty with the Harry Potter books because it's literally what I grew up with. I was so obsessed with it, and I saw myself in so many characters in those books. And I still have my copies, and I'm like, I bought them. I'm not gonna get rid of them, and I'll probably reread them at times. But I wholeheartedly agree that J.K. Rowling is a terrible person. But it's just with cases like this, I will stand with everyone against her. But when I read the book, it's really death of the author to me, and I just like, I can still see myself in those books, and I feel like the books itself are more from me than from her, at least in my mind. Like, they're starting to become separate things, and I know that can be frowned upon, and I get when people can't do that, but yeah, it's.
I think that it's like, it's fine if you're not
advertising it,
because like bringing her up a lot of the time can be it can make your space a harmful one for an entire group of people.
Exactly.
But if you're like in your own personal time are able to separate that, and it's not hurting you or anyone else,
and
you already own them, it's not like you're going out and giving her more money.
No.
And at the time, like, I did the same thing. So if you can't see behind me, this used to be my room. It is now all of my stuff that I'm going through, and trying to like pack up my life. And I can't tell, like, when I was 11, when the movies were first coming out, I bought so much merch, and like, can you blame, like, and going through it all, I was like, oh my God, I remember this. I have such a good relationship with this item because I loved it so much. And like, can you really blame anyone, for at the time that they were growing up with it for having, a love of something when clearly we didn't know, And I think that it's fair to curate your space as an informed adult, but you have an attachment and you can't just drop that at, the way that you do a lot of other things that you haven't had that relationship with.
Yeah. For me, it's very personal because one of my bestest friends who passed away in 2019 due to leukemia, we were actually, like, one of the things that bonded us was Harry Potter. And I actually got a time turner from her back then. It was the final gift she gave me. And I can't part with that.
No, of course not.
It's something beyond your love of the thing. So
it has nothing to do with having, like, supporting J.K. Rowling or supporting what she stands for, because I mean, you guys know me quite well. You know my beliefs and you know what I stand for. Like, I reject all of that wholeheartedly, but it's such a personal thing for me, and it is also connected to such a deep grief and also such a deep, like, friendship that it's very difficult for me. Like, I'm not going to promote it. I'm not, like, we're talking about it now on YouTube, but I never talk about it. I'm never going to mention it again. Like, it's a dead topic for me unless something happens again, and I will speak out about the fact that she's doing horrible things. But I'm never going to give her that credit anymore. But personally, I just can't. I can't.
I think it's a really personal thing for a lot of people. I didn't grow up on it like everybody else did, but I just think that because it's like obviously a huge discussion on BookTube, obviously.
Yeah, and I can get it.
But I think that people just need to acknowledge that, yes, it is a personal decision, but you also have a responsibility because you have a platform, no matter how small.
Yeah.
About making that space on your platform safe for other people. So if you want to have a personal relationship with it, then by all means have a personal relationship with it. But if you're going to knowingly make your space something harmful to an entire group of people, I just can't respect that part of it.
Yeah,
I agree 100%. That said,
and the same thing with Mark Lawrence.
I'll go through
more.
So Femke's gonna read the ones for men to find. It's I think we talked about this yesterday. Actually, I think she has to finish it pretty quickly. I think before the 31st because it's an arc. So good luck on that. I hope you can make decent headway in that today.
I don't even know what date it is.
It's the 22nd.
It's the 22nd. Yeah.
Days don't count in a panorama.
Is that it? I thought you said panorama, and I was like, what?
Yeah, she did.
I did.
Oh.
I did. It's a TikTok thing. No one says pandemic. And so every time Yumi and I talk about it, we're like, because we're in a pan pizza.
Yeah.
I could go for some pizza, honestly. That said, though, is Thirst? I don't know that one. Is it a graphic novel? Or am I just imagining things? I'm guessing it's not because there's 130 pages, but also
I mean, there's some honker graphic novels.
Yeah, the big thick ones.
That's true. I don't know. Let us know.
Oh yeah.
There's a very short graphic novel that you can read for any kind of readathon called Always by Yumi Yamamoto.
Yes. I should have put that link in the description.
If you need a quick read for a readathon, that's fabulous and want to support an author, I would highly recommend.
It's 32
It's on Amazon.
It is on Amazon. Mm-hmm. It's also on Barnes & Noble, and any book, you can get it from any local bookstore if you ask them to order it, because thanks.
Just a suggestion. I think I plug Yumi's comic more than Yumi plugs
Probably. I'm not even going to lie. But I want to talk about Brandon Sanderson for just this long. So if you don't know, Brandon Sanderson has, if you're into the writing end of things, he has on YouTube his entire lecture series from BYU. And I only watched the first 1.5 because they're long. They're like, they're full hour or 2 classes. Like, I love him. I love everything that he says. It's so good. Mm-hmm. And I think for readers, it's really crucial to understand structure in order to give, you can absolutely say, this book was for me or it wasn't for me. I liked this because of this, but to also critique structure and to understand why certain choices were made. That lecture series is so good. And he's so funny too. So it's free on YouTube. Just go to his channel. And
I've actually seen them float around. I've never watched any of it, but I want something.
Isn't that on the playlist you made me?
Well, the first one is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yumi made me a writing playlist. Because she's adorable.
Because that's what I do. If you ever have anything that you want me to critique, I'm all about that. It's so much fun for me.
Honestly, I think I would be scared to send you anything. Because I was reading parts I've started reading parts of your book. Mm-hmm. I've been really busy, but okay. I'm going to read as much as I can. And I was like, I'm never going to send you anything because this is amazing.
In October of last year, when I met Yumi, I sent her a short story, which she critiqued. It's, we know it's May of 2021. Still haven't opened the file that Yumi has critiqued. So I feel you on that. But
I promise I'm not evil and mean.
No, but I'm still scared.
Oh,
the same way I was when I was reading someone's favorite book.
Someone's.
Also,
I love that book.
I'm curious. I'm not sure how far you are into Blood and Honey, but let me know because I've heard mixed things.
Ooh.
And I've read the first one. I read Serpent and Dove by I'm guessing it's Fun Honey by Shelby Marin. Yeah, I read the first one. Loved the first one. I'm so scared to read the second one. It's on my shelves, but I'm scared. Also,
with some of
fact,
the racism critiques, I unhauled that, I think.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Can you send me a link to that? Because I'm guessing I missed that.
It was like about the only like black character being named Coco and things like that. If I can find where I got the reference to it, I'll send it to you. But I unhauled that a while ago. Covers are really pretty though. We'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah, I got them from my parents for Christmas, so that's always difficult. Am I the only one who has difficulty unhauling books that they got as presents?
No.
Yeah.
In fairness, I rarely get books as presents, which at least the physical copies, because like I move a lot, so I'm like digital copy, please. But yeah, I understand that entirely.
Yeah, I have difficulty doing that.
I do not.
Yeah, I mean it depends. If I got it from Femke basically just goes, if you didn't like it, just sell it and buy another book. It's the same thing. But with other people, I just I don't know. I can't do it.
Yeah, that and special.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I joined BookTube, and BookTube was like the most generous group of people I've ever met. Like I had 32 books when I started BookTube. I have like 200 books now, and a good portion of them I did not purchase. I don't know what's from who or when.
I actually keep all of the, if I get them via Amazon and there's a note, I actually keep all of the notes in the books, and then because I still have, I still have to read both of your presents, Shyanne, and both Sasha, so I will do that.
I don't even remember what I bought you.
You bought me Once and Future Witches. Because you were angry because the Bone Witch wasn't on there.
Oh.
Yes.
I remember you I thanked you for it, and the first thing you said was, yeah, only because the Bone Witch wasn't on there. It's the first thing you said.
I remember now. I think the last book I got was Lost in the Neverwoods from Steph.
Oh, I want that book so badly.
Yeah.
I need to read
I'm
that.
excited. And Stephanie is a sweetie.
Yes.
Yeah. That said, shall we do a reading sprint?
Yes. Actually do the thing that
now that we're over a half an hour into the
Sorry for those of you watching. Thank you for listening to us just going on about everything. Shall we do 25 minutes to get into it?
Yeah, works for me.
Yep. That said, could we do 30? Because I have to quickly pop out at 8 to give my 18-year-old grandmother, aka my cat. So can we do 30? That'd be great. All right. I should have sound on, so you should be able to hear a bell. I will see you guys in 30 minutes. Hello, how did it go?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am mostly curious how both of you are, like Yumi and Shyanne and Sasha, because you're reading favorites of mine, what you're thinking so far.
For me, I would say that I'm really intrigued. Like, if I have to compare it to Within the Flame, this one intrigued me from the first chapter. So that's good.
Good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with that. Like Ember in the Ashes, like I was hooked immediately. This one is a little harder to get into.
Yeah.
I just started chapter 3. So I almost was like I wanted to get, because the dual POV, I almost wanted to get the one that we got second before. Like I think that would have caught me a little bit better. But like
is the second one Nausea or is the second one
Nasir, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nasir.
The first one is Zafira. So
Yeah.
like I understand why like she did it that way, but I'm almost like I didn't care about Zafira as much.
Fair, very fair. Well, I'm glad at least it's positive for now on both ends. So.
I also think I mean I told you before the show, like I'm so tired. So I'm like, okay, this is description, it's really pretty, but I can't right now.
Yeah. It's also it's especially when you're tired, it's very heavy book.
Yeah.
So I can get that.
I'm slowly.
In that sense, it might have been better to do The Wrath of the Dawn. That's way easier to comprehend, but
I totally forgot until like 5 minutes before. So.
What about you, Shyanne? How did you like it? I wanted to say.
It was really hard coming out of a reading. I was like, soup. Yep. Great. Words are great. I only read like 2 chapters, but it feels like I read like the whole book. So much just happened. I love him. Cam Sabara. Wonderful man. Sorry, I'm still like in the book. I'm like,
So I've been listening to that audiobook off and on, like when I cook breakfast, and it's very intense and it's hard to get out of.
Well, that means it's a good book, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can't put it down, that basically means that is top notch.
Yeah, and you seem to have learned a lot since Docile.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, Docile was like 500 pages, and this is like
tiny in comparison.
Yeah.
I don't know how much. 302.
Nice.
And you're about halfway, I think, as I saw.
Yeah, about there.
Yeah. Nice. I don't think I've read any of his books, honestly. So.
Well, he's only got 2.
Yeah. I gave Docile 5 stars.
Same.
Oh.
So let me see if it's on my Goodreads TBR, because if not, I'll add it.
I don't know if you'll like it.
It's traumatic.
Intense.
It's triggering. I have a full review.
I will check that out.
It's a lot. Maddie has a review too.
I'll check it out. That said, I didn't get that far in. I think I read like 20 pages or something.
Oh.
It's just
I saw Nina joined you.
Yes, she's actually right here.
Oh.
She can come say hi.
Baby.
Say hello.
I'd show you NASA, but
I can't see you. That way, baby. There you go. She's been snoring like a sailor, so if you guys hear anything, it's not me.
I'd show you NASA, but she's currently wrapped around my foot under a blanket, so I'm just gonna leave her.
You can go back. You're sleeping. She has the entire bed to herself, which is funny, but she has to sit as close to her human as possible.
Yes.
It's funny. Okay, so how did the others do? Ooh. What did you have for dinner? I'm curious. Also, I'm guessing Dreams of Gods and Monsters was 5 stars because I mean it's a reread for Femke, so I love Daughter of Smoke and Bone. That is also someone I want to read more books from. Laini Taylor. I want to read her like older works
Laini
as
Taylor.
well.
Yeah.
I love Strange the Dreamer, and I love.
I just got these two guys at work to read Strange the Dreamer.
Are they readers though, or?
Because I started a book club at work.
That is so cool.
Kind of. Like, one's younger than me. His name is Kagan. And then one is older than me and like married and has like kids and stuff. And they're both loving it, which is super cool. And then we're going to read the second one together because I've already read the first one.
I love those books so much.
I heard The Daughter and Smoke and Bone was not great.
I may have said that. I didn't like it. And
I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah.
What?
A
Sorry,
lot of people love it though.
Was that a Yumi problem or a book problem?
You know, it was a little both.
Yumi problem.
It was a little bit of both. I enjoyed some parts of it, but at the same time, it's fantasy. Furthermore, it's urban fantasy. I really enjoy that. So, but it was just like I couldn't get into it. I didn't understand what was going on, why we were going back and forth. It felt very floaty to me, which is really good for Strange the Dreamer. But in this one, it felt like I needed to be more grounded. And as beautiful as it was, I got bored really quick.
I mean, weirdly enough, it was urban fantasy and I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But there were a couple of things that, in general, I feel like with Laini Taylor's writing, it gets interesting like 60-70% into the book. It takes a while to actually, pick up steam.
Yeah.
But with this one, I don't know. I just really loved the way in which she created the two worlds and also the way they were connected.
Yeah.
So I get why you didn't like it, but I also like it. It definitely has like very strong suits and like.
Yeah.
Like okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Because I read Daughter of Smoke and Bone a while ago, and then we were supposed to read A Strange the Dreamer, and I was like, oh, I've heard good things about it, but I wasn't sure. And then I freaking loved Strange the Dreamer. I was like, maybe I need to go back to Daughter and Smoke and Bone because maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I didn't get it or something. Like I don't know.
Maybe it was a Yumi problem.
Maybe it was more of a Yumi problem, but like you know how I read books. I'm like, even if I didn't like it, I will absolutely give it credit where the structure is concerned. And I didn't. At least what I remember, I was not a fan of the structure either.
Yeah, I don't think it's a you problem because I talk to many people, and usually the people around me who loved Strange the Dreamer didn't like Daughter of Smoke and Bone, and the one who loved Daughter of Smoke and Bone didn't love Strange the Dreamer.
Interesting.
So, yeah. I don't know. Like the first one, Daughter of Smoke and Bone, I gave 3 stars because I was like really intrigued, etc. The second one, I almost DNF'd it.
Oh no!
And
the
I'm
second
reading
one
the
is my
third
favorite.
one. Yeah, it is everyone's favorite, and I totally get why. Because it's, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything because it's the second book, but I don't know. It's just missing something for me. I lost interest halfway through it, and it's not like nothing happened, but it felt like nothing happened and then everything happened. I don't know how to explain it, but and I don't know how I feel about the last one. So.
I agree because Daughter of Smoke and Bone really, really has that where the first part is just very slow and it seems like nothing's happening, and then everything is pushed into like the final 100 or 150 pages, which I feel like is similar. Like it's a thing throughout the entire trilogy. And with the second one, I'm not sure why it stuck to me so much. Probably certain things, like I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to say anything. But certain things in the book, I don't know, I really liked. But I do have to say that the second one is also very, very triggering. There should be huge trigger warnings on the second book. Because I remember reading it, and I think I read it like 2 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago, And I was reading the second one, and I remember just sitting down and putting it down and thinking, this is heavy. Like, it's a very heavy book, the second one, but I did really enjoy it.
That's interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Definitely look at the trigger warnings for Docile.
Yes. There are so many of them. Like as much as I loved it, I would not recommend that book to anyone. Like everyone. Sorry, blanket. So.
No, that's not a bone witch.
No.
That's it's phenomenal.
Though I feel
but I think a lot of people it's going to be a them problem, not a book problem for a lot of people.
Because I feel like the bone witch can also be very triggering at times. Because I feel like it's very bullying heavy at times. And it really triggered me in those places because I've been severely bullied when I was younger. And I remember reading The Bone Witch and sometimes just going, oh, this is about literally what happened to me. So I do think that it can also, like, The Bone Witch is definitely a lot more accessible than probably other books, but there are definitely some triggers in there.
Yeah.
Also, I just got home from a walk, so I haven't read anything, but I do plan to keep reading Shadow of the Fox. Oh, taking a walk is just the best. I've been doing that more often in the morning because I now have to get up at 6 to feed Nina and then go into the whole insulin thing because it has to be very structured for her blood sugar to remain like balanced out. And I've just decided, because at 8 I have to give her insulin, like 8 in the morning, 8 at night, to just go for a walk every single day at 8. And it's been so great. I love just waking up with the world, seeing the world wake up. It's so nice. So I can definitely understand that.
Yeah, because I came back to the US for family stuff, and just having freedom of movement, I was just like, oh my God, I miss this so much. Because in Cyprus, we've been pretty much on lockdown for however many months because the cases keep going up and then down and then up and down. So yeah, I miss it so much.
And you're not allowed to go out then? Is that fear of a lockdown?
Sometimes they're like, oh, well, you can go out once a day and, but you can't go and have like walks in the park. It would have to just be like a walk around your thing. And if you need that one time a day to go get groceries, well, then you can't take your daily walk, sort of thing. And you have to, they have this thing where you have to like,
maybe it's me, but you're breaking up a bit for me, Yumi.
For me too.
Oh, okay. No. You're now completely frozen, and the only thing I hear is like, sorry. Oh, there goes Cheyenne. Yumi's still frozen for me.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Internet.
Yeah. I actually had that like 2 weeks ago, I think, that all of a sudden my laptop, like, it just said that I had bad internet, even though I am sitting directly next to like the extender. So I'll move on to Femke's dinner.
Yeah. Mushrooms again.
Oh, there's Cheyenne. Hello. We missed you.
Hi. My internet's being shitty, sorry.
No worries. Also, I think that I really love both.
Like, I can't see Yumi at all.
Oh, Yumi's at it again. Wait. It's loading.
Oh, she was gone.
Is that better?
Yes, this looks better.
Okay. Cool.
I can still, like, because I'm hosting it, I can see like the things in the bottom, and there's still one of you frozen like this.
Oh my God.
It is so cute. Very cute. Like I said, yeah, I agree. It was your face.
That's so funny.
Okay.
Yeah, the internet just sucks sometimes. I can totally feel that.
Yeah, I'm like, it said that I have like full connection and it was totally fine, and you guys were all fine, so I don't know. I give up. I'm not fighting anything anymore.
You were talking about your daily walks and like everything in Cyprus.
So
sorry.
You only get one time outside, and you have to get it approved to like by the police essentially. So if you need to take that one time a day to like go get groceries, well then you can't take your walk. Or like if you have to do banking or anything, like it's literally just once a day. Like what was I thinking? I can't.
So
even
you
think
didn't go
anymore.
out
Yeah, not
on
really.
walks
And
in the mornings.
yeah, and it's honestly it's a pain because like you have to ask somebody to go outside. So
Oh, I can get that. Like we only here it's been pretty chill, though everyone's complaining about it because we have been in lockdown, but we were always allowed to go out to go for a run, take a walk, that kind of thing. We also didn't have to do certain things, as in some of the non-essential stores were closed, such as clothing stores, that kind of thing. Oh no, there goes Shyanne. Oh, she can't hear us. I just got a message from her. I think I have to go. I can't hear you all. Sounds like an auto-tune song. Oh no. Stupid internet. We'll see if she'll be able to come back. If not, well, we're fine. But like we only had an evening clock and everyone was complaining about it, which I was for like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. So not even that late, but yeah, I can't imagine what it's like to be, holed up for so long.
Yeah.
And only being allowed out for groceries. Mind you, we only did groceries. We went nowhere else. But we still like took a walk sometimes. But yeah, I can understand.
She messaged us on
the chat.
No, on Twitter. Sorry guys, connection won't let me stay. I don't know what's happening.
Oh no.
She's been having problems with her internet lately, so
I mean, I feel like everyone has lately. Like that's just insane. Since that panorama kind of thing, everyone has been home like longer, and I never had that many issues with internet. That's just insane.
No. Like we were actually, because my dad also works at home and I'm currently at my parents' house because I want to keep the like risk for my parents as an all-time low, so I'm here. And not like moving between my place and their place because I would still go home. And last week where we were both working, we were both in a meeting, and all of a sudden the internet was like, you know what? I'll go off for an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And my dad was like in the middle of like because he works for the bank, and it was like in the middle of like an important thing they had to do and they had to talk through, and something was going wrong. And my dad just was sitting here because I actually, like, I was sitting behind my laptop and was like, wait, you guys are frozen. What is happening? Hey, I can't hear you. And then I was like, oh, internet's gone. I was like, Dad, do you also have no internet? The only thing I heard was like, please not now.
Oh, no.
It was so bad. But yeah, after that it was totally fine, which is weird. And the funniest thing is that we actually got a call from our, like, internet provider, who also does our TV, and there have been a couple of issues, and they were basically just routine thing, just asking like, hey, are you okay with our services? And my dad was like, well, if you have a minute,
let me list all the things.
Yes, here. And she was like, well, I can't really help you there, but I will get someone on the phone for you who can help you. I know there's been issues.
Oh gosh.
Well, but yeah, in general it's been going well, but yeah, I can feel the pain.
Yeah.
In any case, I'm not sure if Shyanne is watching or seeing or whatever. Thank you so much for being here and reading with us for as much as possible. How long have we been talking for, by the way? Should we do another sprint?
Yeah, we can do that. It's been about 20 minutes, so yeah.
Whoa, that is shorter than the first time.
Right.
We talk too much. How long shall we do it for this time?
I'm good with 20-25 for.
Yeah. What about you, Sasha?
Yeah, same.
So we do
I have time.
25 then?
Yeah.
Right, let's do 25. I'll see you in about 25 minutes. Did the sound also sound very weird for you? Oh no.
I was fine.
No, it's
Oh. I heard like the bell was like crackling, but I also saw the Wi-Fi logo in the top left for me, so let's hope that doesn't
Yeah.
belong. That means my Wi-Fi connection is bad.
Oh no. Yeah, your sound in the video is a little off for you.
Oh no. Well, I think Yumi's
you're
frozen again. Oh no. Yeah. Oh, there was movement. Okay, so how did you do? Reading wise. Yep. Oh no.
Internet.
The internet. Okay, so how did you do?
I'm hooked. I love it. I'm really loving it. So I'm like on chapter 6, something like that. I'm really hooked. Like I love the way it is written and told, and I mean, I'm into it.
Glad you're back. I'm so glad you're liking it so far. I cannot wait to see what you know what I mean. Just scream at me with all of your feelings. I will be at the ready. You can text me whenever. So what about you, Yumi? How are you liking We Hunt the Flame so far?
I'm liking it better than the first 2 chapters. It was just, yeah, there were some structure things. I'm just like, I not here. Put it there. But no, I'm really liking Nasir a lot better than Zafira. Like, and I don't even think it's their personalities, because like I like her. I just don't like what's happening with her story right now. Like I don't care.
Fair.
Yep.
So I'm excited.
Yeah, well, that's fair. I read like 20-ish pages, and I'm like coming close to the end.
Nice.
And I'm like trying to figure out who did it, and I have an idea, which usually is right, but it's getting more intriguing. So that's very nice. I'm very, very excited to continue this and maybe finish. But yeah.
I keep meaning to read Poirot books, because like I used to watch the mysteries like on TV as a kid, but I've never actually like read the books.
Oh, the as in the ones with David Suchet, as in the he is amazing. He's the best Poirot. I've watched so many of his episodes, so I know quite a couple of the stories. But I feel like I've never watched the first episode, considering this is the first book. And I have to say that one of my absolute favorites, I've also read the book for this, is Evil Under the Sun. It is so good. That one's amazing. So if I can recommend one, it's either that one or Death on the Nile. I also really like that one. I mean, I know it's one of the most popular ones, but I really, really enjoyed it. So. Ooh. I mean, you could also wait a little bit and join us for the An Ember in the Ash along. Shameless self-promo here.
When is that? You don't know?
We might be hosting a read-along for An Ember in the Ashes. Live show next week on this channel.
Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing. Is this Summer Days and Summer Nights? It sounds like a Grease reference.
Almost, yeah.
Right?
I don't
know. I'm not gonna sing. I'm tempted to start singing the song. Let's not do that. That's I'm like, also, does any of you, are you watching Eurovision in a little bit?
That's the first time in my life that I'm not watching it. Like it's gonna start like in a few minutes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh,
at 9. Yeah.
So us Americans don't watch Eurovision. I did not know until I went to school in the UK, and I was like, what is this? Why have I never seen this before?
It is actually held in my country this year because well, it was actually supposed to be held next year of last year, but I mean, Rona was here, so it is here now because Duncan Lawrence won in 2019. So I have to watch it. So I was thinking we can do like a little sprint after this, and then we can. Well, I'm also gonna watch Eurovision.
Yeah,
which will
enjoy
be until like far into the night because I feel like it's gonna be until like 12:30 or 1:30 at the latest usually. But I'm so excited.
Have you watched the semifinals?
Yeah, I missed the first one.
Yeah.
Because I actually thought it was next week. But I did watch the second one, which wasn't great. Like I know Yumi can't really join in on this, but I'm curious. Do you have any have you watched them?
I
have not.
Yeah.
Yumi?
Okay.
No. I didn't even know that it was that time of year yet. So.
Oh.
But no, like I like they're on YouTube and stuff. Yeah. Like not when they're airing, but like afterwards they probably upload them. So I think
they do.
I should probably watch those. I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's really fun. I do think that it's it's also very much, I don't know how you say that in English. In Dutch we call it like vriendjespolitiek. So basically it's like when you're friends they vote for each other because
it's always like that.
Yeah, I don't know what the English word for that is, but basically when
it's not even politics. It's like if you're Germany, you're gonna vote for the countries around you, and you're gonna give votes to like problematic situations or whatever, to those countries to help them. So it's not like they're really giving like fair votes.
Yeah,
but it's still fun to watch. But you kind of know that France gonna give some points to Belgium to the Netherlands, etc., etc. Know.
Yeah. I mean, we usually give our 12 points to Belgium anyway, so like it's just to be expected. But I do like that they have now, because there's a bit of a different voting system. I think they've used that once or twice, like in 2019, 2018, where they they keep the votes, like the televoters, so those like the people just voting on their phone and like calling in for their favorites, to last. So they're starting with the professional points, if that makes sense. Like it's supposed to be like a jury that actually knows what they're talking about, and they're giving points on how good a singer is or how good the song is. But they do that up front now, and then the televoters, I think they're called, like basically the people at home, that's the biggest amount of the votes. So it can really be anything, because in 2019 I feel like people who were like bottom somewhere went up so much because of the voting, personal voting. Funniest thing about 2019, and if you want to see something funny, look at this clip. Basically the final vote, like the final televoting thing, you had both the Netherlands still had to come in, and also Sweden still had to come in. And I think Sweden was the last one, because we were like the Netherlands was up top, and the votes for Sweden still had to come in, and they were so sure they were gonna pipe past us so far. And I honestly, I was so scared. Maybe I can look it up and actually show you guys in the stream. It was hilarious. And the guy's face from Sweden when it was announced that they had so little votes was absolutely hilarious. He was just sitting there like, wait, I want to see if I can find it.
Yeah, that's like a tradition for Europeans to watch this.
Oh yeah,
it's
huge. Yeah, I found it. Let me see if I can share my screen, right? I can show you guys this.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Share. Let's see. Share screen. I'll share the audio so you can see. Can you guys see it? No.
Oh, it's loading. There we go.
Yeah, there it is. All right, let me make it like. All right, here we go. It's a minute, so it's not that long, but just for fun.
These are waiting for our call.
Either the Netherlands or Sweden. One of you is the winner of the Eurovision Song Contest 2019. It's Sweden or the Netherlands. We need 253. How much points do they get from the public? $93 points. That means that
Oh my god. Poor guy.
It was so funny. Like, well, can we stop playing?
Poor
Yeah.
guy.
It was so funny. This poor guy, he actually needed over 200 points to win.
Yeah.
I think it was like 240-ish, I think they said.
Oh my
And
god.
he got like 90. So it wasn't even close. And he was literally just sitting there. What?
Yeah.
And I remember because we were all so nervous because we just felt like, okay, we'll be second again. Just you wait and see. Because Sweden usually does really well. And his face was just glorious. I think it's been a meme here ever since.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was so funny. I had to share that with you. It was the best moment of the evening.
Oh, excellent.
Back then it was amazing. Mind
Do
you,
you
this
have
was
a
also like
preference?
12:30. What?
For this year, do you have a preference for this year?
I really like the song from Switzerland, which is in French actually, but his voice is so beautiful.
Oh
But
wow.
no, I there's a couple that I like. So I like multiple countries, but I don't have like a clear favorite or something. Have you listened to any of the songs?
I've listened like clips of it, but like I wouldn't
As
be
in
able
you-
to say what was Portugal, what was Spain, etc. because I
Fair.
didn't
Yeah.
like pay attention enough. And I don't know. That's the first time I'm not watching it. I don't get it. I think I was like somewhere else. I don't know. But yeah.
Exhaustion. I think that was it.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
But yeah, I had to share that little clip. It was just I laughed so hard.
So good.
Especially afterwards. Sorry, I took it over with your vision a little bit, but
No,
I just got
good.
excited. One thing that's weird though about Eurovision is that it's supposed to be Europe.
Yeah,
hence
it's not.
Eurovision.
Isn't Australia also there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same goes for, I think it's Israel that's also there, and I'm pretty
Oh.
sure that's not Europe.
Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
as well.
Azerbaijan. And I think there's a couple more that are like not even located. Like I get it, Russia is also there, but Russia has like a bit that is in Europe, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly. So I get why they're still here, but I don't like Australia is a continent in itself. It's not even close to Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
but I guess they don't have that. They don't have anything close to that in Oceania. I mean, over there.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they wanted to join.
Maybe
I mean,
or
that's
like because they used to be part of the
UK.
the UK, so that may be
yeah,
also just
yeah.
legacy.
But
Yeah, that's
imagine
fair.
if Australia wins.
Yeah,
Do you
we'll have
really
to watch
believe
it in
that
the middle of the
everyone's
night.
going to go there? No way.
No.
Imagine the entire Europe will watch it in the middle of the night, or 3
Oh,
a.m.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. I mean, it would be fun, but weird. But
I
yeah.
can already see myself like bunking out in my bed just with, like tons of coffee and like duct tape to keep my eyes open.
Just to watch.
Only to see ourselves be disqualified in the semifinals.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be
Like,
fun.
yeah, the Netherlands doesn't usually do really well, so it was like a huge surprise 2 years ago when we won. Honestly, I think when the final started though, like the bookmakers were like 80% sure that we would win. And I think right now it's like 20-ish% for the first 3 countries, and the rest is divided among the rest. So like the bookmakers, like we were at this point we were like, well, is it finally gonna happen again after like 50 years? But yeah, it's fun. If you can, you should. Well, you don't have to do anything, but if you want to watch it back, it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Also,
but it has changed so much over the years. Like I remember when I was a kid, everyone was singing in their own language, and now
Yeah.
it's mainly in English.
Oh
And
wow.
whenever I hear like French, or even like one year Bosnia sang in English, and I was like, no, why would you do that? And yeah, so it has changed a lot.
Okay.
But it's still like a fun event.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that a lot of countries this year actually are singing in their own language, because I'm pretty sure France, Switzerland, I think Serbia and Albania as well, that's all their own language.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure there's a couple more that are actually singing in their own language, which I really
But that's
it just
good
sounds
because we were
nice.
like, everyone was like doing it in English because it was easier for everyone to understand.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
everyone is going back to their roots. And I really appreciate
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
coming back.
Yeah, me too. Also, for one of the favorites, Bulgaria. I love the song from Bulgaria and the meaning behind it, because I think the song is called "Growing Up is Getting Old," and it basically just it talks about like you're just getting older and just the feeling of, you know, missing out on life. I suppose something along those lines, and it's very opposed to all of the other Eurovision songs that are like huge and like fireworks and everywhere. It's just very small, and she's just sitting on top of like a rock kind of structure, just, you know, sitting down, singing a song, and I really enjoyed that. Also, one of the only ones that was like very well sung last Thursday. There was a lot of things that made my ears bleed.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
it was so, the second one was so bad. I have actually heard a lot of people say that basically the ones who were who didn't make it to the finals from you have two semifinals, and from both I think 10 make it into the final, and then there's 5 countries that are always qualified because they pay the most. I mean, everything's about money.
They're the founders and they pay the most.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like Germany, I think, Italy, France, England, I think, and no, it's not Portugal. I don't remember the final one, but 5 countries that basically pay the most, and then the winning country. So we've also been qualified because we won in 2019. And then in both semifinals, 10 of them actually get to the finals. And a lot of people said that basically the countries that were, not disqualified, who lost the first semifinals were a lot better than those who passed the second one. So from what I heard, there was a big difference there. So let's hope it's better. It's a lot of fun though, just sitting there going, no, I could have done that better.
That's easy to say.
Oh, of course, but like, you know, everyone's a critic. It's great.
Yep. It's just fun to be your own home critic, and nobody can hear you, and you're just sitting there in your PJs with a glass of wine, just being like, this wasn't great.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. So many memories.
Yes. I'm reading Throne of Glass. No, I'm guessing that's Throne of Glass.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I hope you're enjoying it. I read that so long ago, I don't even remember that much from it.
I keep thinking,
series I did not enjoy.
Yeah, I know that I won't enjoy it, but everyone's like Throne of Glass, and like I feel like I'm missing out on something.
You won't enjoy it.
I know I won't enjoy it.
Like honestly, so I forced myself till the 3rd book. I DNF'd at the 3rd book, and just to summarize, the first book and even the 2nd book in one kind of scenario scene or whatever, the main character is an assassin. She's the best at everything or whatever, and she's in a castle full of assassins because she got hired by the king to be his own assassin. She enters her room.
I think she enters a competition, right, in the first one to become
and that's why there are a lot of assassins in the castle at that moment. And she enters her room, she finds a bag of candies on her bed, and she eats them. And I'm just like, girl, why are you eating? You don't know who put that there. If someone is trying to kill you, and so many things like this. So that's how I would.
Oh my god!
I think the biggest thing about Throne of Glass and the biggest like prompt is they're not communicating at all. There's no communication. Like the main character just goes off and does things, and then everybody's like, "What the heck did she do again?"
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think it's one that gets better.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was like, I love chaos. That's too much.
Yeah, it was also lots of love interests.
Yeah.
A lot. So many. I actually read the first 5 books, and mind you, this was years ago, and I actually I enjoyed the first one. Back then I'm pretty sure I said I loved it. The second one, I didn't like the second one. The third one I did enjoy, but I'm pretty sure if I were to reread it now, I would not. Fourth one was okay, and the fifth one I really, really enjoyed. I really loved that one. But again, if I were to reread it now, I wouldn't. And then, because one of the characters, I don't like Kale at all. He sounds like Kale, and I like Kale, I just don't like Kale, like, at all. And then we got Tower of Dawn, which was supposed to be a novella between book 5 and 6, but it became book 6. And at that point, I was like, I'm gonna just read the summary because I'm not gonna read an entire book about Kale. And then I wasn't even reading that. And then I read Aqua War, which was the third one of the Court of Thorns and Roses. And I also didn't like that one. I'm like, I'm not gonna read any more Sarah J. Maas. I'm not.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, but no, I don't think you would enjoy it at all.
No, honestly, no. You would see everything that's not perfect.
Yeah, and like that. And that's the thing. Is like, intellectually up here, I know it, but but everything is like, well, but like I'm missing something, right? Like, I don't know. I think it's that community thing where it's like everyone talks about it, and if you don't know, it's not that like I feel like I don't. Like I can't like connect to people, but it's just like I don't get what.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah. Fair.
Even like Akatar, I never read that series, and because of Throne of Glass, I have no interest in reading it. But I keep hearing about it. I keep seeing fandoms. I keep seeing it in bookish boxes, and I'm like, I would like to understand, but I know I don't want to understand.
No.
This is me with anything Cassandra Clare.
Same.
Oh my gosh, same.
I read the first 3 Mortal Instrument books, and I remember enjoying them, and then I started the 4th one, and I just lost all interest, and I just never picked it up, and everybody was like, read that one, you'll enjoy that more, and I just never picked it up. I don't own any of her books, and I'm never gonna read any. It's just not for me. Also, I agree with this comment about like I don't take Throne of Glass seriously. I agree. Like it's if you're a lot younger, because I'm pretty sure I read it. I was reading, I think the second book when I first met Femke in 2016. That's how long ago it was. And if I enjoyed it then, but my reading tastes have changed so much that I'm not gonna like enjoy it now.
Yeah.
I feel like with this, like reading the rest of the series, I feel like a lot of people also read it to just know how it ends. Kind of, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did that, but also they kind of grew up or got older with the series. It's different when you start a series many years ago and you just catch up with a new book every single year, because even if the first one was like, let's say, childish or whatever you want to call it, you still like seeing the story evolving, etc. So I mean, sure, I understand people continuing with the series, even if I will never. But yeah, totally.
Also, I feel like it should stop being such a thing that people just say like, I don't like something and then be offended, because I feel like everyone can read whatever they want and not be judged for it. Like everyone has their favorites for particular reasons. Like I get it if somebody hates my favorites. That's all somebody else's like opinion. But then in the same thought, I should be able to not like a book someone else loves. Like it doesn't have anything to do with the book. It's just personal. Like I don't like it. That's fine. It doesn't mean it's a bad book.
Yeah, but it also depends on how the person is explaining it. Like I know I don't like a book because it wasn't for me, but it was still good. But you have people who are like, oh, that book was crap, I don't understand anyone who's loving it. And then I'm like, okay, maybe change your speech. I mean, there is a way of talking.
Words matter. Yeah,
100%. Like I feel like whenever I talk about disliking a book, I can very clearly tell you why it is that it wasn't for me. Like I said with Legendborn, like about an hour ago, I can see that the book is brilliant, but it's just not something that I enjoy. And that's fine, because I'm not trashing the book for what the book is. I'm just saying that I didn't like it, which shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's so much pressure on liking popular books that it's not even funny anymore. And with a lot of popular books, I just don't want to read them in case I will dislike them and people will feel like I am attacking them personally, because everyone should like what they like. And if Throne of Glass or Shadowhunters or whatever is your all-time favorite series, I'm so glad you loved it more than I did. Like, it's fine.
Yeah. You found something that you love, and that's what we were all here for, is to share the thing that we love.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think that, like, I don't know if you all feel this way, but like there's a very distinct like age difference in the way that people talk about books. Like, you know, the younger readers who are reading the more popular books have very, very strong opinions, and they're very passionate about them. And that's not a bad thing at all. But at the same time, sometimes they get a little bit too passionate. And the older readers who've already gone through that phase are like, okay, well, we already made this mistake of being too passionate. So we're coming back and trying to be a little bit more balanced with, you know, how we critique or how we love the things that we love. So, and we have a very large range of ages for our reader, like people in the community. So that's what I say. So like, I try not to get too offended when people are like, oh my God, you didn't like this book, blah, 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 blah. Or like, this book is trash. I'm like, I think you need a couple more years to mellow out.
Yeah. I think it also has to do with how much, how do you say it? Like how much reading you've done. Like when I first started really getting back into reading again after reading when I was a lot younger, that was around 2016, so about 5 years ago. And I started reading series such as Throne of Glass, Court of Thorns and Roses, the more, I feel like more accessible series for younger readers. And as I got older, I started reading bigger books and more difficult worlds such as The City of Brass, Furyborn, those kinds of stories that are just a lot more difficult, like Priory of the Orange Tree, those kinds of books that have a lot more structure, a lot more world building, just a lot more culture, a lot more myth. Like there's a lot more things and a lot more layers to uncover in certain books, because they're either adult fantasy or just different books. And as you sort of get more experience, I think that's the way to say it, your reading taste also sort of narrows down, and you realize what it is you like in books, and you also realize things that either are no longer for you or something you no longer enjoy or something that's just not for you. And I think that also has to do with whether you trash a book or not, because I can now see where I would have in 2016 might have said, okay, this book is trash, or well, I usually don't say that, but I think this book is awful. I can now say, okay, I think the book for me is awful, but it's an amazing book and it's been written really well. I think that also comes with reading more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which also has to do with age, because usually the older you get, the more you read. But yeah, I also, I'm more scared of the Akatar series. I feel like I will hate it. Honestly, like I loved Court of Mist and Fury, but I was very young back then. And I'm not sure if I would still like it, so I really can't tell you, but I thought Akumov was one of the best books I read at the time.
Read with Cindy did she read all of them and did reviews on them, right? I feel like after watching that, I got what I needed to get out of those books, so I don't feel so bad anymore for that series specifically.
I agree with this one, by the way. Everyone has different tastes, and not everyone will love the exact same thing. And 100%. Also, I think we could all be a bit more kind to one another. Like the amount of hate that just goes around for someone not liking a book and vice versa. I mean, of course we joke about like, if you hate my favorite book, I will hunt you down. But it's all fun and games. It's like, it's not that important, I think. So yeah, I feel like we should, in general, not just with books, but just in general, I think we should be kinder to one another.
But it's also the internet. Like the way you speak online is not the way you speak like face to face
Yeah,
sometimes.
that's true.
So when you like maybe younger but new to the community,
Hmm.
you don't usually like think before typing, and the longer you are on the platform and the longer you like, I don't know, I think more now before saying something or typing
Yeah.
something, not
Hmm.
because I don't want to say what I think, but I'm just like, okay, a tweet is a tweet. I cannot explain I mean, I cannot explain how I'm feeling in 100 pages. Like I have
Hmm.
to be precise in 140
Yeah.
characters. Like
Hmm.
it's different. I feel that's why like Twitter dramas goes like every single day. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just, I feel like you have to be more careful, but like
yeah.
Yeah.
just to think before saying. And it doesn't mean you not staying true to yourself or to
Hmm.
what you
Yeah.
believe or what you think. It's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it also
It's hard to have any sort of nuance to an argument when
Yeah.
you don't have the space for it.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
that's honestly the kind of why I'm moving away from Twitter, like
Yeah.
slowly,
Mm.
beyond all the, things that I'm dealing with in real life. But I'm like, I've done that where I'm like, I type out a whole tweet and I'm like, this isn't what I want to say though. So I delete it entirely.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the written word is like there's so much room for interpretation in
Mhm.
different ways, because if you interpret something one way
Mhm.
or another way, can, like, if we're talking face to face and I say like, yeah, fine, you can see on my face what I mean by that. But if
Yeah.
you type, yeah, fine, it can mean 60 different things
Mhm.
when you write it down and you don't know how someone means it. And I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of the times with like drama, there's
Mhm.
also a lot of misunderstanding of how
Yeah.
someone means it, and also a lot of just jumping to conclusions about something,
Yeah.
which
And
is
also
sad.
because there are not a lot, I mean, the majority of people are English natives, but not
Mhm.
everyone. And like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm
Yeah.
going to use one word and actually I meant something else. But as it is so similar to French, I thought it was actually meaning the
Mhm.
same.
Yeah.
And so, and like on Twitter, you don't have the time to explain yourself
Mhm.
because usually the drama starts when we go to bed, then the state is
Yeah.
awake and
Yeah.
everything is going on at
Yeah.
that time. And then you
Yeah.
wake up and you're just like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the time I wake up in the morning, I go on Twitter and I just scroll. And when I see something, okay, I just basically go, okay, goodbye, Twitter.
Yeah.
I'll see you
Exactly.
tomorrow. Because also I saw one more comment about
Mhm.
this. I think some people will be overly passionate because their
Mhm.
favorite book connects to them on a personal level, and one can feel they are attacking them personally rather than the book. I can
Yeah.
get that 100%.
Yeah.
But I feel like in regards to this, like we said, it is also how you say something. Like if you say,
Yeah.
okay, I disliked this book for basically just a trope that I personally don't enjoy, or I thought it was really slow and I like action packed books, then I feel like that's a lot less um personal than saying, okay, this book was absolute crap, we should burn it.
Yeah.
There's a, I mean, that's a very wide scope, but
Yeah.
But
it
I
has to
mean,
do.
but you get those extremes. You get people who are very, calm and calculated about how they do their star ratings or how they want to do their reviews. And then there are people who are like the complete opposite where it's absolute chaos and they're very, very passionate, and that's not a bad thing. But without the balance, you get the two extremes, and those two extremes do not play well with each other. So.
I agree. That said, shall we do one more sprint before we
Yes,
round
we'll do
off?
that.
Shall we
Yeah.
do a short one? Like, what shall we do?
Up to you.
I'm
Um,
fine. What do you mean short? Like 20 minutes? 15?
yeah, I was thinking like 20-ish.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Yep.
Let me set up the timer again. There we go. Sound is on. I'll see you in 20 minutes.
I love that bell. It's so cute.
It was either that or a buzzer, so
I
it
prefer
was
that
easy
one.
to go for this one. Also, Yumi had to leave, so I just want to say, I mean, I'm pretty sure she's not watching this, but if she ever does, thank you so much for being here, Yumi. I think this will also be our final sprint for tonight. How did you do?
I'm on chapter 8. I'm really loving it. So
I
let's
feel
go.
like you'll be binge reading it now.
Yeah, I feel, but it seems super easy to read actually because like
Yeah,
8 chapters, I'm like reading it on my e-reader and I'm on page 57 out of 360. So I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna read it like super fast and it's super
yeah.
easy. I don't know, hooked from the first chapter. So I'm loving it.
I'm so glad I dragged you into this read along then.
And you, how
honestly,
did you do?
honestly, I didn't really read much because I have my iPad here with Eurovision.
Oh yeah, you watching
So
on like, is it on YouTube? Is it on?
there's actually a live stream on YouTube, but my parents have a certain provider that provides like a web TV thing, which
Yeah.
also works on iPads. So I've been watching that mostly. It's very bad.
I mean, it's not bad. Like it's happening once a year, so
Yeah, that's true. I mean, 10 pages is still pretty good for 20
yeah.
minutes, even if you had to go away from that.
Yep.
Same goes for 7, of course. Anything you read is good.
Yeah.
Some
Even one
people take a little bit
sentence.
longer to read. Yeah.
But it depends also on the book. Like some books are
Yeah.
like easier to read, others like you really need to focus because lots of details, or just the writing style sometimes is like a bit harder to
Yeah.
read. It doesn't mean less good or anything, just like
Yeah.
different.
Also, I'm in no way saying that 7 pages in 20 minutes is slow. I think that's pretty
Oh
fast.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fast. It's fast.
Yeah. I mean, everybody reads at their own tempo, and I feel like we should not say that it's either slow or fast, right?
Yeah, no. No, sometimes I'm gonna read like 100 pages like in an hour. Sometimes it's like 20. So it's
Yeah.
like,
I agree though, it depends on the book. Like certain books you
yeah.
can read pretty quickly and then certain books not at all.
And also it depends on your state of mind. Like sometimes you want to read, but you're not focused, or you're doing something else, or you're
Yeah.
on your phone, or you're waiting on something. You're waiting on the food to be ready, or whatever. So you're just like,
Yeah.
yeah,
You're just backtracking a lot. Yeah, I do that often as well. Or I'm like,
yeah.
I'll check this one thing on my phone and then you're on TikTok for 3 hours.
So relatable.
Also, for those of you who don't know, wait, yeah, that side. Sasha's on TikTok, so you can follow Sasha on
Yay!
TikTok now. Yay!
I
I
just
am also
joined.
on TikTok, but what?
Just joined. So it's
Yes.
kind of new
Yeah, I
to
know.
me.
I saw the first TikTok and I was like, I'll just follow you. I've been I've been steering clear of TikTok for so long. And
Mhm.
at one point I'm like, but I want all these nice recipes and I want all of this. And yeah, now I've fallen down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. What I love about it is like I don't feel pressure to have a certain aesthetic like on the feed. I can put like I put bookish content, live content, just me walking my dog, just me trying
Yeah.
some filters or whatever. I just have no pressure whatsoever. And I
Yeah,
love
that's so
that.
nice. I feel with like I do Bookstagram on and off for so long now, and it just feels so pressuring because either my photo is not pretty enough or it's not getting enough likes or and I just it's
Yeah.
not great. I love Instagram, but it's sometimes it feels like a chore sometimes.
Especially since we got reels. I feel like everything
Yeah,
changed since the reels. Like it's just
yeah,
insane. Even the algorithm. And I have like different Instagram accounts, like personals and
yeah.
works,
Me too.
and they
Yeah,
all have different settings. Like for instance, on my the other one, my other account, I can post reels of 1 minute. I cannot do that on my other accounts. So like
that's weird.
yeah, something is really
Yeah.
weird with Instagram. Like it has been for a little while now, and I don't get it.
Also with the reels, it kind of feels like if you're not doing them, you're not like in the game, if you know what I mean.
Is just that as it is kind of a new feature, they're pushing like the reels, they're pushing all kind of like videos or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's not like that you're not in, but as it is pushing and not the pictures as much anymore. So it's like
Yeah.
that's what I don't
Yeah, I
like
agree.
about Instagram. It's all about the algorithm. And it's
Yeah.
just like you don't even see the pictures of the people you follow. That's something I don't get.
Yep. Yep. Same. That said, though, I want to thank you so much for sticking with me through the end.
My
um,
pleasure.
and also thank you so much for joining DesertAthon. For those of you watching, this is the final sprint of the month. I will definitely be doing more sprints somewhere along the line, but for now, a weekend is quite intense, and I've had enough for now. It's very, very draining. Next week, though, for those of you who are joining the Ember in the Ash Along or have read An Ember in the Ashes, there will be a live show that also, nope, that side, will also have Sasha, and we will be joined by Steph and Jane, which is also on this channel, and I believe that's on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday around
Yeah,
5 p.m. CST,
yeah,
I believe.
yeah. I think so too. Yeah. So if you want to join that, you can definitely join that. That said, enjoy the rest of your evening. If you're watching Eurovision, also enjoy watching Eurovision, and also enjoy the rest of the month of May. And if you're very close to the ending of the board, you got this. We can finish the board. Do you want to say anything, Sasha?
Thank you for having me. Thank you for everyone who has joined us. I love reading sprints. It really helped me, like getting
Yeah,
back to
me
reading
too.
whenever I feel like I don't want to read, but I want to read. So thank you so much. Loved it.
Yes, I'm so glad you wanted to join. Also, you're very welcome for the sprints. I always feel so awkward because I know everything is like live and whatever I say just goes. There's no editing to this, so yeah.
I
Authentic
know.
Esmay.
I
So
know.
yeah, I think we're gonna sign off for the night. And
Okay.
yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.